Hey, this post is about good news. I know we all know how real things have been, or realer for those of us who already live marginalized identities. And I want to tell more about what's going well and where we can look for support during this time. So, I'm a therapist, so I want to tell you that I've seen amazing things behind the scenes, other Indiana therapists working together to make sure that very quickly community has access to online therapy, online mental health care. I see therapists working together to share techniques and processes and procedures to make sure that your therapy sessions are confidential, to make sure that your therapy sessions are effective during this time. I am a talk-based therapist, a body-based therapist, a brain spotting therapist, and so over the next few weeks, I'll be sharing videos that support community that might not be folks I get to share therapy with, but just larger communities that maybe watch To Indy with Love so that you can learn how to use brain spotting to support you. Because I know a lot of folks are experiencing panic. They are experiencing living with people who have never been safe, living in homes that have never been safe places. And I want to be able to help you use your body and specifically the muscles and nerves of your eyes, because where you look impacts how you feel. So I'll be doing that over the next few weeks. But as a therapist who is an LCSW, that means licensed clinical social worker, I'm always thinking about how is community doing as a whole, because that impacts your emotional health. So your social health impacts your emotional health in large ways. So I want to tell you about some things that I'm noticing in terms of social health. First of all, Indianapolis is amazing in that the social health, the community, the way folks are helping each other has been incredible. I'm noticing that folks are more able to find access to good information, like where do I fill out an application for grocery funding? Where do I fill out an application if I am a service worker, if I am a person who is struggling to buy basic things or have income at all, or if I need someone to come to my house and check on me personally because I am an elder, because I just need it. I'm finding more of that type of information, resource sharing and community building on Facebook, not Instagram, here in Indianapolis. So I want to tell folks that if you don't have a Facebook account, but now is a time that you feel like you could really use access to information that is local and that is neighbors taking care of neighbors, Facebook might be a good place to find that. Here are some of the posts that I found for your benefit. If you're looking for groceries, there is the No Questions Asked Food Pantry, which is run by Satuel. Their pantry has been organized since well before this current coronavirus. You're able to find access to food, and it's all in the title. It's No Questions Asked. And so for those of us who've experienced generational poverty or being unhoused, we know that those applications to get access to food and supplies can really chip away at your dignity and at your emotional health. But at the No Questions Asked Food Pantry, they will not ask you questions about your personal situation. They will simply give you the food and leave you with your dignity intact. So I recommend the No Questions Asked Food Pantry. I recommend following Project Leah. They are sharing food and supplies. Anytime I mention the sharing of resources, I'm also mentioning a place that would welcome volunteers that are physically able to volunteer. They do not have immunocompromised folks in their households. They're not going to necessarily go home to children or other extremely vulnerable populations, but they want to volunteer to help. These places are often looking for volunteers, supplies, food, and money. If you check your pantry, your cupboards, your checking account, or your body and know that you can offer those things, perhaps you do a scan this weekend of your resources and you say, hey, I can help, reach out to the No Questions Asked Food Pantry or Project Leah. If you are a person who wants to take care of your emotional health, perhaps you don't have a therapist. Maybe you're saying, I don't want a therapist. I need a support group community. I want you to know that AA, Smart Recovery, and support groups for everything from folks who have experienced sexual violence to folks who are the adult children of dysfunctional families, which of course are acting even more dysfunctional during this time. You can type into Google your lived experience and then throw support group at the end. And you might find that there are so many different support groups who have been offering online meetings every hour, on the hour, around the world for years, for over a decade. So you might find communities that have been established since well before now and have been offering online or telephone meetings so that you can have support from your fellow community members. And if you go into these anonymous groups, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to declare to be a member. You can simply listen anonymously and be able to receive the benefit of being in community with people who are taking accountability for healing after all sorts of harms or experiencing the type of harm that leads to addiction. I also want to let you know, if you are in the LGBTQIA plus community, you can go to Indy Pride. They have a whole list of resources for your resiliency and community, from childcare to healthcare to online job support. You can find that at Indy Pride's website. If you want queer community connection during this time, you can go to Queering Indy, another group that has been established well before now and is already in the practice of community taking care of and supporting community. If you are looking for things for your body, so you're recognizing, hey, it doesn't feel very good to be in my body right now and I could use some support around that, Haven Yoga has online yoga classes. Haven, from its very founding, has always uplifted and amplified folks of various diverse identities, and they continue to do so. You can find online yoga classes. You can also, if you're like, hey, I could really use some soothing sounds right now, consider local Indianapolis artists, Akara Imani, who is doing personalized singing telegrams just for you, your family, your loved ones, your partners. Akara also can read the books that you would like her to read directly to you. So if you would like that type of service, you can check out Akara Imani. Her latest concert, which was featured here in Indy with So Far Sounds, can be found on YouTube, so you can get a taste of what her voice sounds like and her incredible talent. If you are looking for uplifting and encouraging faith community that supports multiple faiths, not just one, that is queer and trans affirming, not discriminating, not just tolerant, but actually celebrating of diversity, I want to recommend The Church Within. The Church Within, per usual, has opened its doors and building for activists and organizers to be able to gather supplies and to share information with each other. But at this time, if you're looking for faith-based support, The Church Within also offers recordings of every single Sunday message, again, amplifying multiple faiths, not just one, multiple types of people. You can go to the Church Within website and listen to audio recordings of many messages for years that have been available. You can also go to jdperry.com. Jade facilitated a POC only event that To Indy with Love hosted here in Indianapolis. And now Jade has a faith community community that she facilitates online on Patreon. Jade is one of 2 founders of the Mystic Soul Project, which is specifically for POC of various faiths to be able to gather, to share our healing techniques with each other, to uplift each other, and to heal from white supremacy, colonization, and various forms of oppression that have been interlinked in our, or oppressive in our faith communities, to let go of those oppressive practices and be able to help and heal each other. So the Mystic Soul community allows Indigenous folks, Latinx folks, Black folks from all over the world, Islanders, Asian American folks, to have a safe place to gather together, to focus on healing and to focus on each other and sharing those healing techniques. That founder, J.T. Perry, has managed to create a beautiful Patreon community. You can find Wednesday night study of all sorts of faith principles and ideas. The community uplifts various types of people. The community has beautiful standards for how we treat each other in that community. You can learn all sorts of things. So I recommend jtperry.com. She is an educator, a churchy mystic. She reads tarot cards. She is a disabled person who often advocates for community to really pay attention to our identities and how we're treating each other. If, last but not least, you have been, as I have been, concerned about, but what about people that do not have internet access and do not have Wi-Fi? I read on Facebook through Satuel, who's also the founder of the No Questions Asked Food Pantry. They asked that question: what do we do for our folks who don't have access to internet, to Wi-Fi, to laptops? And community members started chiming in. I saw some responses such as, you can go to some local coffee shop parking lot, stay in your car, and if they are willing to share, you can use their Wi-Fi in the parking lot. You can use that Wi-Fi and use those hotspots. You can also do that by going to a public library and sitting in the parking lot. And I want to offer that resource for folks who need to be able to fill out the applications for grocery assistance, or for people to come to their house and help them because they're struggling, or they want to be able to access the free concerts that are going on, or the social media sharing of resources. That is a way for you to get access to internet to do that. So this is the last thing. There is an incredible dance therapist here in Indianapolis who just posted an amazing video for you to move your body to receive some dance therapy. Her name is Brianna. All of these links and tags and folks will be posted as a part of this post in the caption. But I want you to, if you have wanted to engage with your body in a healing way, and you want an option in addition to the yoga that I suggested, this is a way for you to just get onto an Instagram page, check out Brianna's post with dance therapy, because she does demonstration. It's absolutely beautiful, and she is a dance therapist right here in Indianapolis at Riley Children's Hospital, who is choosing to share her talent and her time to show that on her page. If you're looking for mental health support, individual and online sessions, of course, check out toindywithlove.com, and keep sharing resources with each other. Keep taking care of the folks who have been doing this work consistently and are now trying to find even more ways to offer it to community. Check on those folks who are taking care of other people. Check on each other. Check on yourself. This is Mashera of To Indy With Love, signing off. I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.